Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary. 'Cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. Dee-dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Ya-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Ya-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming. Oh my god, it's me! Yay! I get to do things. This is our first game officially back. First game that I am running officially since having our delightful little baby who is about 7 months old now. She's very cute and very loud. And it should be exciting. So, oh, I didn't realize that was in the background. That's my sewing machine. Don't worry about it. First, we will take a moment to thank our sponsors. I'm going to start with 3D2U. They are personal friends of the channel as well as awesome, wonderful people. Amy works with me on Chase Treasure, which is a lot of fun. So you can check out all of their stuff, 3d2u.org. They have dice towers, they have game boxes, they have all kinds of 3D printed stuff, mostly with wood, but now they've been going into resins and other kinds of things. So you can find them in a number of different spaces this May, I think specifically. They're going to be at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. There's going to be, they were just at the Smithville Renaissance Fair. There's going to be a couple of other fairs and festivals that they're going to be vending at. But it should be a ton of fun. Please check them out, 3d2u.org. Yay! Thanks, Sir David. They're wonderful. We should also thank Ren Adventures, renadventures.com. You can find out more information about their upcoming tours. Yes, there is a castle tour in England, but there is also coming up where you may see some faces that will be familiar to you when we reveal who is playing tonight. We have a tour that'll be coming up to Louisiana, where you get to see the Louisiana Renaissance Fair at the end, and you get to go through a whole bunch of beautiful places in Louisiana. So check that out, renadventures.com. There should be information up on that soon. You can also find info about that on the Discord, because I know they've been talking about it. It keeps pinging on my phone. So please check out renadventures.com. Oh, and we should advertise ourselves. That's right. This is my book, Dare, a collection of short fiction and poetry. It's very spooky and I love it. I'm also, this May specifically, Tom and I are working on putting together a brand new book, a new collection of spooky things that should be out end of August, beginning of September. So just in time for the spooky season. But I've got to get an actual compilation together. So for now, if you like this material, if you like other material like it, then please check out Dare on Amazon, or it is also available on Audible as narrated by the Gloom Master. And I think that's it. Yay, cool. All right. A couple of important things to get out of the way. This is a horror game. It is gothic horror gaming for a reason. So if this is not your cup of tea, keep in mind that the following program may contain graphic scenes of violence, intense horror, creatures of common phobias, in this one in particular, there may be references to gun violence. So if that is not your thing, or if that is triggering for you, then we would invite you to check out any of the other wonderful shows that are on our channel. They are a lot more high fantasy based, and they're a lot sillier and funny and whatnot. This tends to be a little bit serious, but we still have a lot of fun and laughs on it, in spite of it being about, death. So viewer discretion is advised. Also, the game system that we're going to be playing is a little bit different than you've seen with Gloom Master in the last couple of weeks, months. Goodness. Love you, my husband. So we are playing Delta Green. Delta Green is a Lovecraftian-based sort of... it's like if Lovecraft in the military had a spooky baby. So you have hyper-realistic scenarios that are based in times that exist throughout reality. This particular game I'll get into in a minute, but it is based in the 1970s on true events, some of which you can research if you feel like it. But yeah, it is a lot of fun and spooky good times. But yeah, that does mean that there will be a lot of, maybe familiar places in here. So if that's not your thing, that's okay. The way Delta Green is played is I have 2 D10s right here. Almost everything you need to roll is for is a D100 based system. So if you have a character who is a police officer, they might reasonably have a 40% success rate in their firearm skill. Like 40% of the time, they're going to hit the target pretty dead on. The rest of the time, they might miss. It might zigzag off of something, that kind of thing. So for all of our players, their target will be under. It is like, in that sense, 40% and under, 40 and 39, etc., would be a success. 41 and up would be a failure. And the cool part is you at home can help out with 40% of the time they hit every time. That's like when rain happens in an area. Oh, it's going to precipitate. It's 30% chance of rain. That just means that 30% of the area is going to get rain, not that you have a 30% chance of the rain hitting you. It's confusing. Anyway, you at home who have Twitch points, you can spend them supporting our characters. You can also support me if you want to. But the cool thing is, let's say that same situation, our police officer has a 40% in firearms. But for this particular situation, he really needs to make a shot. So he's going to say, I'm going to use one of my helps. Now, the way I like to think about it is he has a 45% chance to hit for this one shot because you guys at home have helped him out. You could also think of it as if he rolled a 42, subtract 5 from that because he called the help in advance, and that means that he actually succeeded. Confirming that the helps are OTE. I know Sir David is the one compiling all of the helps. I don't know what OT is. I don't know what OTE means. Sorry. Anyway. Great. Okay. That is what we will be using tonight. Awesome. Cool. People in Twitch land understand things. All right. Our setting is New York in the summer of the 1970s. And we're going to go specifically with 1977, August of 1977. In a somewhat distant corner of Manhattan, a shot rings out late at night. No one sees the shooter. Most people thought that this person wasn't an issue anymore. And now things are different. And there's no telling how far this might go if this individual, this group, this cult isn't stopped. So that's where we're at. Manhattan, August 1977. Now I get to bring you on all my players. It'll be fun. Okay. The first person that we have is, I'll go with Agent Sharon Green. Let's bring her on. Oop. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Would you please describe what you look like and what your profession is for our audience out here?
So I am a white woman with very short hair, like short, dark hair, dark eyes. I am playing an agent for the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. I specialize in, stolen artwork, stolen antiquities from other countries, and make most of my time, searching through storage containers to see what's being smuggled into the country.
Ooh, fun. Has there been anything that was the most interesting for you, or maybe a reason you found like a spooky artifact that might have gotten you into Delta Green to begin with?
Some of the spooky artifacts have, I felt like I was being haunted by them, and I kept dreaming about it, and I became very interested in trying to learn more about it.
Ooh, I like that. That's very good. Okay, where do you live? Where are you based out of?
I live up in the Bronx.
Okay.
And then I just take the train into Manhattan to go to the office and go down to the shipyards down in the base of Manhattan.
Great. Okay. So you are commuting to your job and you're in the subway. It's New York in the 70s and it's hot, so it's kind of smelly and everybody we're getting just past the point where the summer of love has happened and now everyone's starting to realize that deodorant needs to be a thing, but that hasn't hit everybody yet. So so it's not the nicest place in the world. And you see a young man approach you. He has a sort of like a brown uniform on, kind of like a postal worker or like a UPS guy. And he kind of looks at a piece of paper that he has in front of him, and you notice that he has a photo of you. And he says, "Are you Agent Sharon?
Can I help you?
I got a telegram for you. It said I had to deliver it hand delivered. They told me where to find you."
Oh, I'm surprised they found me here. Sure, I'll take it.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
No one ever tips in this city. And then he leaves. He starts to go back down the corridor of the train. And then eventually he will get off and leave you alone. And you continue on through your stops. When you open this telegram, I presume you open it. It doesn't
Yes.
explode or anything. Great. Okay. It lists your name and your information, and it says today at 3:00, you need to come to the main Manhattan precinct to not inform any of your superiors about what you're doing, make an excuse, and that this is a mission of the utmost importance and the utmost secrecy. You shouldn't tell anyone about it.
All right. I'm gonna take the telegram. I'm gonna rip it up and throw it in a garbage can.
Cool. Great. Yay, we've met you. We will go to 3:00 in a minute. Next, I have Dr. Owen Holliday that I would like to introduce to the crowds. Hello.
Hello there.
Oh, I love that you have you have books behind you. Like it just
I
works.
do.
So why don't you describe yourself to the audience and what you do and where you're located?
Yeah. So I'm pretty disheveled all the time, running to and from the Museum of Natural History is where I'm employed. I work in the my PhD was in like classical and Latin, like classical studies, and at Yale. Got a job at the Museum of Natural History, and now I basically live in the basement, sorting through, all of the things that come in and out of the museum. I kind of commute. I live down in Chelsea, like in like a Matchbox apartment, very sparse. Don't have a ton of things there. Pretty young to be a doctor, 37. Always got stains and stuff everywhere. Real academic type. So yeah.
How do you think you might have encountered Delta Green in the past? Is there like an artifact you may have encountered that was deeply haunted or possessed?
Definitely on accident.
Okay.
Yeah. I think like an artifact came in doing like a new artifact, maybe from like Central Europe or something like that, came through, opened it up, was like, hey, it's weird. This is glowing. I don't know. That shouldn't be happening. 10 times out of 10.
And you're the only one there late at night.
Yeah, right. 10 times out of 10, if something glows out of a box, don't touch it.
It could be aliens. You never know.
Yeah. So kind of like jump started, I guess like a side hustle, really, with Delta Green, working on like, I guess tipping them off if anything else of suspicious nature came in through the museum basement.
Very cool. Okay. So you are working, you have already gone down to the basement. It's not necessarily that late in the morning. We're going to say it's probably more like 10 or 11 o'clock, but I'm going to guess that your coworkers are probably like, yeah, he just lives down there, and they just let you do your thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
So unexpectedly, to the door of your maybe office or to the area that you are cataloging new items that have come in, you get a knock at the door. And it's Dr. Owen Holiday.
Uh, d- yeah, Holiday. I'm busy. Can you come back?
I'm sorry. This is a priority delivery from UPS.
Oh, sure. Okay, the door's unlocked. There's papers just everywhere. I'm
Yeah.
very unorganized.
The same young man comes up to you that was visiting Agent Sharon, and not that you would know that, but he comes up and he's got a box, just a square, normal looking box. And he has a clipboard. He's like, "Can you just sign right here for this?"
Sure. Do you have a pen?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Take the pen. And I sign it very sloppily, and then take the thing.
Thanks.
What is it?
I don't know. Someone shipped it to you.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna like push a stack of like something that was definitely breakable off the desk. Set the box down and go. Here. Find my wallet and just give him a like a $5 note or something like that.
Probably like stained with Chinese food grease.
Oh, it's so greasy.
Yeah. I'll take it. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You see yourself out. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, so you have a just a plain brown parcel. It is about a little square guy.
Okay. I'm just gonna stare at it for a second. Okay. Unexpected package. Definitely not suspicious at all. I'm gonna go over to the door and just like lock it. It's got like 3 locks on it, like a latch and a padlock. Can never be too careful. And then I'm going to, I want to open the box, but like from like behind my chair, like. All right. No
Beautiful.
explosions.
Yeah, so you open the box. Nothing jumps out or anything at you. How am I going to do this? Let's see. Do you have your dice handy?
I sure do.
Hooray! You are going to do our first roll of the night as you open the box, and there is a piece of paper on top of it. But as you pull the piece of paper out, you see a collection of bloody candles, like small stubs of bloody candles underneath this piece of paper. Clearly, they haven't been lit for a while, but it's a collection of bloody candles in a plastic bag. And you can clearly see that there is a severed rat's head inside of this, the circle in the center. So yeah, you roll a, give me a quick sanity roll, because that was very unexpected.
Yeah. All right, I got a 63.
Okay,
And
what's
then
your
let's see.
sanity score?
We're looking at sanity points, right?
Yeah, whatever your maximum.
That is a 60.
Just over. Okay.
I'm actually terrified of rats.
Yeah. Who knew that someone was sending you a direct phobia line? Yeah, we'll take 1 point of sanity damage for that. So now you'll be down to 59. But yeah, so the piece of paper says it's actually quite formal compared to what Agent Sharon was given. It says your presence is requested at the police precinct today at 3 p.m. No, you can't get out of this. We need your expertise. There may be a cult involved.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of just like I've got like a briefcase or a suitcase. I'm just gonna like shove the box whole into the briefcase. It probably doesn't shut all the way, but
No.
just hold it and go. Okay. I'm gonna like open the door and shout down the hallway. Hey, Jasmine, I'm gonna go out. I'll be back sometime soon. Would you like me to pick anything up for you?
Oh no, honey, I'm fine. Just go do your work.
Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. And then I'm going to like hold the briefcase and like try to like sneak my way out of the
Oh,
Museum of Natural History through the
you are the
basement
most
tunnels.
obvious person.
It's so not sneaky.
I love it.
Like, you ever seen a guy that just didn't belong somewhere? Yeah.
Yes. Although I would presume with like your disheveled appearance and whatnot that most people are like, he's just sneaking porn out of the office. Like,
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Or who knows? Like the Holy Grail. Like you never know.
it's the 70s. No one's paid enough in government service. All right. Thank
Exactly.
you. Cool. So you will be making your way down downtown to the main precinct at 3 p.m. All right. Now we need to meet our final person. Her name is Sarah Rubin. So we'll bring them up here. Magic. Yay.
Hi.
Hi. Can you describe what you look like and where you are located?
Great. I'm Sarah. I'm a 25-year-old paramedic. I have like the long brown hair, like middle part going on, like shoved in a messy ponytail. I got glasses. I look a little like just constantly a little tired and constantly a little high. I have
Delightful.
like I kind of switch between like always have a cigarette in my hand, even when I am driving this ambulance. Which on my breaks I will switch out for a blunt. Because it's the 70s and that's what you do, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not super tall. I'm not super strong. But I'm tired.
Okay. So let's see. Where would you be? Probably at your like ambulance bay or something. You haven't been called out.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely think I work for like Mount Sinai or something. So
Okay.
wherever that would be, you know.
Nice. Have you ever encountered something like what have you encountered that you think really tipped you off to the whole existence of Delta Green and probably got you involved in the first place?
Oh, when I was about 17, my best friend and I were kidnapped by some dude who definitely couldn't like be from this world, in a weird kind of way. It was really scary. We got out, but like I think about that a lot. And then I just take a drag from, my cigarette. That's a dramatic moment there.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So you are in your ambulance bay, probably chain smoking, hanging out with the other ambulance people,
Yeah.
having yourself a good time.
Yeah.
As good as you can in a traumatic in New York.
Yeah. Something like that.
And the same young man comes up to you and he has a like a picture of you and a an envelope, kind of a thick envelope. You'd be surprised. Are you Sarah Rubin?
Who's asking?
UPS. I got a hand delivery I gotta make.
Okay. Weird, but okay. And I'll take it. I'll look at the photo a little bit and be like, do I really look like that?
I mean, you do at the moment.
I-
Being honest.
Thanks. Great. Yeah, cool. All right. Thanks.
Great. You know what? After my last delivery, I'm good for it. So just have a great day. And
Okay. Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
Cool. I flip it over and I like look inside whatever this packet is.
Yeah.
Or this envelope.
So you get a very similar sort of invitation to come down to the precinct, which will be very shortly, actually. So at 3 p.m., the main Manhattan precinct, your presence is requested and you need to be very discreet. Don't tell your coworkers. And then you see wrapped up in it is a newspaper. And the top headline mentions Stacy Moskowitz.
Okay.
Given your lifestyle, okay. Roll me a percentage die.
Okay.
50% and below says that you know her. 51 and above says you don't.
That is a 94.
Okay, so
Starting
you
off real strong.
great. That's fine. Okay, so Stacy Moskowitz is not a name that you are necessarily familiar with, but it is slightly disturbing that the picture of the woman on this newspaper article has long brownish hair, very similar, a young woman, very similar looking to you. Maybe not as tired around the eyes, but definitely like really, it's kind of striking how much you may sort of resemble each other in terms of like surface.
Yikes. Okay. Weird. And I'll kind of like to taken aback by that for a second and then flip to, yeah, I guess start looking around, see what my coworkers are doing, and figuring out my best way to dip.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because I guess as an EMT, you would technically be on call right now. So
Yep,
how
sure
do you
am.
get out of it?
I think I would be the kind of person to I would just like know it. I would know my coworkers pretty well, and I feel like I would just like be like, "Ha! Just see what this guy did over here? Joke, 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 joke." And then they would hopefully start talking, and then I could just like skedaddle.
Fair enough.
And then they'd be like, "Ah, she just went to go get more cigarettes," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll be back eventually." So
Eventually, it's true.
great, yeah.
Okay, so 3 p.m. rolls around, and all three of you are now at the precinct in Manhattan. Probably just in the main lobby. Let me bring everybody back. Boop. Bring in my friends. Ta-da! There we go. Yeah. It's, not that I've ever been there, but I would presume the Manhattan precinct for like the main part of New York, even in the 1970s, was probably pretty, I wouldn't say picturesque, but like one of those really old buildings with the really nice floors, and they've got marble everywhere, at least in like the main foyer. And then I'm sure the further you get into it, the worse it looks. Yeah, so all three of you are just sort of like kind of casually standing in the lobby. And a very harried looking officer. He's got a button down shirt, but it's kind of similar to Dr. Owen. It's kind of stained, and his tie is slightly askew, and he's running his hands through his hair. And he's like, he just comes into the lobby. He's like, "Oh, wow, you all are really punctual. That's great. All right. Hey, okay. Sarah, Sharon, Owen, follow me this way."
Dr. Owen.
Cool. Sure.
Going
Yeah.
to follow him, yes, freely.
Same.
Great.
Okay.
So this guy, he's probably in his mid-30s, does bear something of a resemblance to the young man who was delivering things to you, but not the same person. He brings you into a like a lower sort of room on the same floor as when you just came in. It's more of a conference room. It's not a room with the dual-sided glass and stuff. It's not an interrogation room. It's like a small conference room. And he very purposefully closes the door and shuts it and locks it, and then kind of haphazardly sort of peeks through the windows. Why did you not tip my younger self? Yes. He says, "All right, friends, thank you for joining me today. I'm glad that you got my packages. My little brother says that he was very pleased to have gotten the work. He's only like 20. I mean, thank you for what it is. We got a big Catholic family out here, So my name is Lieutenant Randy Cochise, and that is the important thing that you need to know, because I should be the only person that you ever speak to in this precinct. This is a mission of the utmost secrecy, and that's kind of why we got a whole bunch of randos together to try to figure this out. So Agent Sharon Green, you are an expert in strange objects and things moving in and out of different places, and imports and exports, that kind of thing. Dr. Owen, you are an expert in a lot of dark academia, which I really appreciate. Thank you. And Sarah Rubin, you are a paramedic. Super happy about that too. Also, conveniently, you look a lot like our victimology, so that works out pretty nice.
Oh,
So here's a situation. Today is, he looks at his watch. All right, it is 3:22 in the afternoon. Today is August 10th. And as some of you may or may not be aware, we arrested a person of interest in the Son of Sam killings yesterday.
I was
Now-
not aware. No.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
sorry about that. Yeah. All right. In a nutshell, there's a guy upstairs. His name is David Berkowitz. We are pretty convinced he's going to confess to all of these different murders over the past couple of years in New York. I think from 75 up to July. July was the last victim. That was the one I sent you, Sarah. Who bears a
yeah.
striking resemblance. This guy would go to mostly pretty women in cars. One time he shot somebody in the face as she was coming home from college. Yeah, it's been kind of a rough thing. And so here's the situation. We are very sure that he has done at least some of these killings. What we need to convince the city of New York so that they don't freak out for the rest of the year, and it's an election year, so this is kind of important. We need them to believe that this man is the only person who is responsible for all of these killings.
He's not.
Well,
Yeah, the way you said that makes me think that he might not be.
so then Lieutenant Randy pulls out a big file. He says, all right, I caught this one this morning. Jessica Contreras, 25. She was in the vicinity of Manhattan College. I think's what you call it. Yeah, Manhattan College. It was on let's see here, 239th and what is that street there? I do have a map. I will pull it up. 239th and Putnam Avenue West. In that vicinity, there was this young woman was murdered with a snub nose revolver, which is the exact type of gun that Mr. Berkowitz is known to have used. She was shot in the face at point blank range. No one saw anyone come or go into the situation. And Dr. Owen, the thing that was very interesting that we found in the crime scene was the thing that I sent to you in that box that my superiors have asked me to cover up.
The rats?
Yeah.
Rats?
I
What?
still got my briefcase, and I'm just gonna like set it on the thing, and it like pops open, and yeah, now the contents are all over the briefcase, and it's like ooh.
Ooh. Sarah and Sharon, I need you to both roll a sanity roll to make sure that you're not.
Whee!
Not only now is this the remnants of some kind of cult ritual, but it's also somewhat smashed, like a birthday cake that you've sort of squished onto the top of the box. So there's like way more blood than there was before.
Great.
I rolled a 35.
Nice.
All right, I
Oh.
think that's probably a pass.
Great. Yeah, my sanity's 60. That's a pass, right?
Right. Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Okay. What's your San?
My sanity is 70.
Nice. Okay. Great. You both
Great.
are insane. In spite of the fact, I guess Agent Sharon is probably used to seeing very strange things, and probably dead rats coming into imports and exports. And Sarah, you are used to blood and crush injuries, and it's kind of just not facing you anymore.
Yeah.
Dr. Ill, you're probably still freaked out about it. Yeah.
So if this new victim, why are you trying to pin everything on David Berkowitz? Did they commit any of the crimes?
We know for a fact that he killed a few of them, and he is poised to confess to all of them.
Okay.
Okay.
We've been looking for this perpetrator for like 2+ years at this point, and he has baffled all of us the entire time. I mean, it's been really frustrating we got different conflicting reports about what this person looked like and how tall he was, and the only thing we could pin down was that there was a yellow car in the vicinity almost every time, and that's how we found him. The bastard got a parking ticket on July 31st, like 2 blocks away from where he shot this poor girl. So yeah, we need the public to know that we caught our man and that everything is taken care of. What we need you all to do is to figure out if there is anyone else involved, and if so, I mean, either we have to get some, conspiracy type peoples involved and sort of shut it down, or maybe we make a clandestine arrest based on other unrelated evidence, whatever it needs to be.
The rats that's cult shit.
Yes.
Thanks. Helpful.
Okay.
Anything else you have to add? Do you want me to throw that away for you?
No.
Actually,
I want to grab I imagine I have some sort of pointer or like a lecture wand or something.
Oh, sure, probably.
Like in the
I hand you a
briefcase.
pair of gloves.
No,
Oh,
thanks.
yeah,
Not my own. Reaches into a pocket. I want to now it's all messed up in the briefcase, but I want to sift around in there with the lecture pointer. Can I see any sort of markings that would tell me anything about it? Is there any sort of sigils or
what is
anything
your
other than rats?
Yeah. What is your score in occult?
Actually, it is a 60.
Ooh, okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, you kind of are an expert in the occult. So yeah, when you are digging through this very strange thing, first of all, I mean, obviously it's a circle. It's some kind of ritualistic thing, just on a much smaller scale than you would normally see, especially with any kind of animal sacrifice. You can tell by poking around in it. This is probably some kind of demon thing. Not necessarily a demon summoning kind of thing, but maybe a like an offering.
Sure.
To some kind of demon, dark god, deity kind of situation. There isn't anything specific. There's no writing or anything,
Sure.
but
Okay.
just based on your knowledge, you would be fairly confident that this is some kind of small scale offering. And the fact that it was left near a murder victim just adds to that this was, almost like a hey, demon friend of mine, I want you to pay attention to this. And then someone died.
Yeah. I will relay that to the people in the room. From my studies, I think this is some sort of offering of some kind. You see right there, there's that symbol and reference one of the things carved in there, and that's his. And then you see, and I never finish any of the sentences, but you get it. So that's what I think.
Well, I have my camera, so maybe we could take a photo of it, and then you can put the dead rats in the garbage. I mean, I'll
Good
put
idea.
the dead rats in the garbage. I get my camera out. I want to photograph what's the mess in the briefcase.
Yes. Yeah, you might want to just get rid of that whole briefcase, just as you thought.
Is there can I go wash my hands, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. There's a bathroom outside.
Okay. I'm gonna just
Ew.
My giant old timey camera.
Lieutenant Randy's like, yeah, look, throw that in the trash, and then I'm going to take the trash out as soon as we're finished here. This does not need to leave this room. None of this discussion really needs to leave this room. We need to find out if someone else is involved, if this is completely separate, because maybe there's a whole new demon cult thing that we got to look into, and we got to keep that quiet too. The city needs to be reassured that what we have done with Mr. Berkowitz is the correct solution to this long problem, and everything else that you guys do and find out, you just report directly to me, and I will keep the people who need to be informed.
Great.
Great. Okay, so he hands you a piece of paper. This is my desk number. You can call me pretty much anytime until all of this gets resolved, and the fact that we are still interviewing Mr. Berkowitz upstairs, I'm going to pretty much be living at my desk. If you need to talk about this case, if you need to talk about this case for any reason, just start whatever sentence you're going with my pal Sam. All right. We don't usually record everything in here, but sometimes we do, and it's hard to tell. Any questions, friends?
Nope, not this time. Thank you.
Yeah,
I just
think so.
I'm not really a field agent, so is there like an auxiliary role I could take, or
Like
I
you see the
appreciate
best
that,
mouth.
Owen. Yeah, but part of the thing is you're like the 3 least obvious people that we could possibly send on this mission, and also your current expertise in all sort of demonology stuff is pretty crucial here. So no,
it was worth the ask. And then I'm gonna thank you.
Great.
Gonna go head back out to the lobby area.
Yeah. So you guys are in the lobby or right in front of it. What would you like to do? You are, any course of action is pretty much open. And you have the file, which isn't much, but you do have the file of the murder victim. And if you want to look through that, you certainly can.
So if you've got this information on this kind of occult offering, is there some sort of supplier that provides these rats, or do people, raise them themselves? There any shops we could go to and see who's trafficking in rats lately?
Good question. Do I know anything like about the rats, or like am I like, oh yes, well the cult's below 59th Street. They just go to PetSmart. But above that, they're big enough.
That's we should probably tag that one. 48 minutes in. The cult's below 59th Street. Go to PetSmart. Yes.
There you go.
Okay, so you don't like thinking about the rat.
I don't.
thinking something about the rat. The rat is not remarkable. The rat is probably a sewer rat. It's probably just a.
Is it now? Okay, here's the question:
Yeah.
Is it a rat or is it a New York rat?
Ooh,
because that is such a that's such a huge difference.
Yeah.
Very different offering.
Yeah, like is it like a cute little guy, like out of character? Is it a cute little guy, or is it like a cat with whisker? Like,
so this
Emily knows what I'm talking about. Those New York rats are huge.
This is more characterized as a regular brown rat that you might see, like, I don't know. I used to see him in Philly in the subway. It's just like a normal sized rat.
Okay. No, that yeah.
So yeah, I know what you're talking about, like the nuclear and stuff. Yeah.
I saw one the size of my shoe once, and I was like, no.
Delightful. Yeah. So normal sized rat, normal rat, not New York rat.
Not New York rat. Well, in that case, they probably got this from. These don't look like wild New Yorker rats. This looks like it came from somewhere else.
Yeah. But the candles are a bit interesting. That might be something that you would have knowledge on.
Okay,
Do you want to roll me and I think an occult. We'll go with occult. You got a good score in that.
27.
Ooh, is that a success?
Yes, my occult
Oh
is
yeah,
60.
because you have 60. Duh,
Yeah.
you're not there.
That's where I put one of my 8 blocks of 20.
Ooh.
One of them.
All right. Now, of course, I need to look up New York occult shop, 1970s.
Oh, I'm sure they're everywhere.
Okay, I'll go with this one. Herman Slater's Magical Child on 35th West 19th Street.
Excellent.
Is an occult shop that was open in the 1970s.
Excellent.
And
That's good.
is most likely the place where you would get this kind of stuff, especially if you're, this murder took place in, maybe not downtown Manhattan, but like pretty close to the main part of the city. That's not great.
Did you say
So-
39th?
Let me see.
35th.
35 West 19th Street. I will
Okay.
put it up there. And you can find these places for real.
Nice.
Woo.
Ta-da!
All right.
So that would be the place where you would want to go to get any kind of ritual candles, any sort of magic occult items. And apparently in the 1970s, that was a very popular thing to do in New York.
All right. So I will. Well, I think from what I know of the local occult community, I think that these might come from down towards on 19th Street. So I up to you, Agent. What do you think?
Well, I think if you know a shop we can go to, I think you look like a very unassuming person. We should send you in there and you could talk to them about it because you seem to know these candles pretty well. I don't know them that well. Listen, it'll be fine. We'll be outside.
Yeah.
And you go on in, and then
Sure.
if you don't come out for a couple of minutes, then one of us will come in after you, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
You promise?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
yeah, I can like smooth my hair back, like brush off the dandruff on my coat. I can do that. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take deep breaths. You can do this.
okay, I can do this. And I'm gonna and walk in to the store.
Yep. So it takes you a little bit to get from the main precinct, but yeah,
Yeah.
New York walking.
Great.
Hey, I'm walking here thing. About that. You go into it is Herman Slater's Magical Child.
Okay.
Magickal. And yes, friends, you can look it up. It says New Age Avant-Garde Sales Video Rentals.
Oh yeah.
Tarot
Perfect.
readings. This is amazing. I might have to pull up. I might have to download this and pull up the picture later. But yeah.
Incredible.
And I'm going to assume that Herman Slater is probably the person that you see when you first open the door. Let's see. He is a. Why did I immediately think of the neighbor from Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah.
So exactly that. So an older, balding guy. He has half of his hair is on his head, and then the other half is clearly crawled down his arms and it's just spilling out everywhere. He's wearing it's the summer, and he's sitting in front of a fan because his occult shop doesn't have air conditioning. It's
Right.
a very nice smelling shop because of all the incense and candles and stuff, but it's still incense and sweaty New Yorkers.
Yeah. Okay. Can I take the photograph that we took? Did we keep that with us?
What kind of camera did you have, Agent Sharon?
I mean, we'd have to get the film developed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that a
Oh, it wasn't like a
Polaroid,
Polaroid
or is
or
okay.
Okay, so I don't have that. That's fine. Okay, so I want to walk in, like, open the door wide to like hit the little bell thing. Just like
The 1970s version of Pure Moods is playing in the background.
it's soft saxophone like in the background. Excuse me, good sir.
Hey, how's it going? What you need?
I am in the market for ritual candles.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we got a whole variety. Don't know if there's anything in particular you're looking for, but yeah, right over there, there's a big aisle. And this is not an insubstantial shop based on what I'm seeing. Like it's a New York shop, so it's like tiny little front,
Yeah.
but it goes way back. So yeah, there's a whole wall of candles.
I'm gonna like lean on the counter and go, no, I'm looking for the special stuff. I like won't look him in the eye, but
okay.
Wink.
I mean, like the porn's in the back, buddy. I
don't know. No. Okay. What color? What color were the candles in the box that was delivered?
They were sort of like a beeswaxy color. Like they were almost exactly
very
that kind
natural,
of like yellowish. Yeah.
Okay.
Thing.
I'll thank you. I will look around. I want to go to where, like, I assume they have like rows and rows of different colored candles because different colors and witchcraft and they all mean something. And so I want to like take stock of like, is there anything here that matches the thing that, or the candles that we had, or like anything that is similar or anything like that on the shelves?
Sure. I would say for that you would roll me a search roll.
Absolutely.
You are definitely well knowledged in the that you know what you're looking for. Now you just have to see if you can find it.
Oh no, that is a fail. Yeah.
So you are looking around. You're kind of overwhelmed for choice because this is it's a big shop. So there's tons of candles. There's like the big votive ones that are already in jars. There's little tiny ones. There are a couple of candles that look. Yes, Mark.
Yes, I'll have one alcohol, please. Would you like to see my identification?
There are a couple of candles that could potentially be what you saw, but you're not entirely certain. And it looks like you can't be sure that, like, maybe there's 2 or 3 missing, but it doesn't look like, there's like 12 of them, but you can't be sure if they've like restocked these recently.
Okay. After looking around and not seeing much, I want to go back to the counter and say, hey, actually, I would like some advice. You seem like you might know a thing or two. And if I was going to, I don't know, like just spitballing, like summon a demon or whatever. What would you use?
First of all, wow, that's a lot.
I'm not making fun of you. No.
It's fine. I wouldn't, honestly, because they're real hard to control. And dark forces are not something that you want to mess with for the most part. I mean, especially with
absolutely, yeah. And I totally respect that. But like, what if someone didn't respect that? What's like the worst thing that someone could do with candles and rats?
Rats. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at that point, you would potentially be talking about, well, anything involving animals can be kind of messy.
Sure.
Yeah, that's never a good sign. I would say, hypothetically, don't do it. But I'm an equal opportunity salesperson, I'll say. So if someone were to hypothetically try to do something like that, yeah, you'd probably want like some really nice all natural kind of candles, like maybe like a beeswax or like a, oh, if you want to go real fancy, you could use like tallow, like the stuff that's actually made from like the fat of animals. That's always really
Oh.
impressive to like dark entities and stuff.
Right, that makes sense, and the ancient Greeks and Romans, they used a lot of that kind of stuff. So that would, if these are demons, they'd be old, and so that makes sense. Do you have any of that?
Oh, it's kind of funny. Normally I would, but we've been kind of out of stock lately. They're hard to get,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Thank you for the information. And wait, by chance, would you maybe know another shop or someone else that might be able to procure the tallow candles for us, maybe?
Not that I'm aware of, but I think I got like a shipment of stuff coming in on like, I don't know, maybe Thursday. It's Tuesday, so if you want to come back then, you could. That would be fine.
Good. Excellent. Thank you. Goodbye. And then I'm going to and then open the door and leave. And once I see the other two agents, they don't have any.
All right.
Okay, like none at all.
No, they were fresh out actually. I guess they're not getting another shipment until Thursday. So yes. Too bad. I guess we got to go home now.
Sure.
So that means they must have just sold out of them. So
Yeah. Right?
Yes,
Right.
that was what I was thinking as well.
if there's the
Okay.
sales records
We could
in
maybe
the
find-
shop, we could look at them.
That sounds like a good idea. How about you go in now?
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just been it's been a lot.
Sure.
Don't like rats, huh?
No, I don't.
That's fair. Just
I don't
take a
like the
breath.
way,
man.
I don't like the way they
You
look
want a
at you.
cigarette?
It's,
Oh.
uh,
Well, gonna do a little punch on the shoulder.
ah,
You're real brave of you, though. I'm proud of you.
thanks. Yeah, can I have one of those
Yeah,
cigarettes?
here you go. Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool.
There, you want to come in with me? You want to stay out
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, I can come in. I wouldn't mind taking a look at the case files.
Oh, I don't want to stay out here
Me too.
alone.
Okay. Do you want a buddy?
You know what? I will come back in.
Okay, great. Okay. Following your lead, Agent Sharon.
I'm gonna go in so they don't think I'm with this guy.
Great. Okay, so then we'll stay out here. And I would love to look through the case files that we got. Actually.
Yeah. So why don't we? Well, the awkwardness peters out. Why don't we go to Sarah and you can take a look at the case files? Do you think you have a skill that would help you parse through anything that's here?
I
it's
have.
jargon, but
Yeah, I mean, I have 40 in criminology.
Oh, look at
So
that.
I do a lot of research in my own time, to figure out the things that have happened to me. Uh, but that's a 45. Just missed it.
Oh.
Ah, well.
Okay. So you're not going to get anything like super particular. Like you're not going to be able to read all of this. Also, some of it's kind of chicken scratch because it is someone's handwriting.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
you can tell that everything that you have in your hands is more than likely everything that is on this particular murder case, which seems pretty unusual. Normally, they would like really follow up with this kind of thing. Um, Stuff you can see from the case file. Jessica Contreras is listed as being 25. She was a young brunette, light-skinned Latinx girl. She had just come home from a like a party or a bar or something. She had a really nice dress on. She was covered in sweat, probably from dancing. She ooh, do you want to look at the photos? Because there probably are some.
I mean, probably. I've probably seen some nasty stuff in my time.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, since you did so well with the previous role with the rats thing, I'm gonna say that looking at trauma is probably not the worst thing in the world for you. Um, it's still disturbing. Like she looks like, from the neck down, like a beautiful young woman, probably in the prime of her life. And from the neck up, there's almost nothing left of her face. Like it's really clear that someone was point blank and shot her in the face. And based on your medical knowledge, there would be nothing you could do. Like if she didn't die from instantaneous trauma, she would have died within seconds from blood loss.
okay.
Yeah. Beyond that, I mean, you would know from just being in this area that this is probably somebody from a marginalized community, so she wouldn't be as high a profile, except that it got flagged because of the caliber of the gun. It was a snub-nosed revolver. They basically know that from just looking at what was going on, and I think probably a bullet lodged in her skull.
I
Ah,
want to
okay.
like look over your shoulder as you kind of like check this out,
Great.
and just be like, "Gosh, that's really." Do you see this kind of stuff every day?
I mean, obviously not every day, but I see this kind of stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
That's awful. Who
yeah,
who
I
would
know.
who would want to do this to someone like that?
Somebody real screwed up in the head.
Dr. Owen, do you have any kind of bureaucracy?
I do have bureaucracy.
Okay. Can you roll me a bit of bureaucracy, please?
Of course. Oh, I need to use one of my helps, but it'll be a success if I use a help.
You have
Is
to
that
declare it in
okay?
advance.
Oh, I declared in advance. Okay, well, that's a failure then.
Okay.
Oops.
That's okay.
That's okay.
So just looking over the piece of paper, with your skill, you can see that whereas you would
I'm doing
expect
so
these
good.
this happens a lot in Delta Green. I mean, it's challenging to get these rolls. So what's interesting to you is that normally these kinds of police reports and stuff, I mean, just reports in general, even the reports that you see in the Natural History Museum are usually like filed in triplicates. Like what's interesting is that it seems like every single document that could potentially be related to this case, other than evidence, like there's no body, there's no bullet or anything. So there's probably a box of evidence that would have potentially included the rat thing. But other than that, it looks like every single piece of information is all collected into this one file. So they are really trying to bury this.
Yeah, that is. I will just relay some of that. This isn't right. This should be. Well, they just didn't do this right. This is very suspicious. I don't know. There's like freaks out there that would just do this to someone, and now the police are trying to bury it. Clearly,
Well, why would they want to bury it? Is it just like, would that be whoever took the report, or?
Well, I mean, it could be any number of things. It could be corruption. It could be someone trying to protect someone. It could be, it could be simply that they don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
I mean, make the problem go away. They don't have to file anything. They don't. Sometimes it's better to purposefully not see things.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong about that one.
Yeah. And you would both know, as agents of Delta Green, that I mean, one of the things that Delta Green really likes to do is eliminate vectors. So if this is information that could potentially be like related to a cult, related to the summoning of an actual demon, like they would want to kind of erase it from history so that people wouldn't potentially stumble upon it or unintentionally expose themselves to it. They would want this to be kind of underground.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that's fair. I mean, I guess our best bet is figuring out. We'll see what Ancient Sharon does with the candles. It also may behoove us to go and investigate the murder scene ourselves. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Speaking of Agent Sharon, you have now entered the shop and politely shut the door on both of your compatriots, who then immediately just sort of backed off and turned around and started looking at a murder file in broad daylight. Well, broad daylight, because it would be like, 5 or 6 o'clock at most.
And it's as if New Yorkers are gonna care.
No.
This city, that slogan is "See something, say something."
Yeah,
because you have to tell people to say something or they'll ignore it.
Very true.
So I'm gonna go up to the person at the cash register.
Herman.
Go up to Herman. Like, hi. Putting on extra charm for this situation. Hey, so I'm Agent Green with Customs Enforcement. I'm so sorry to bother you today. I just got handed this case. There's like some sort of shipment that's coming in that I think some of your cargo is coming at the same time. It sort of do you have any like unusual purchases in the last couple weeks or anything? I hate to take up too much of your time, and nobody wants to do reports. So like I'll like flash my customs badge.
Ooh. I mean, what do you characterize as unusual? Like, I'm literally importing, voodoo skeletons and stuff. Like, it's normal business for me. Do you need to see my manifests?
I mean, I'll take a look if you don't mind.
I mean, I don't know. I should have been alerted about this in advance, shouldn't I? I normally have to, turn everything in like every quarter. I'm usually pretty good on that.
I had a situation where like, I wanted to talk to you in person first because I don't want any of your stuff to get confiscated because I know there's going to be a raid. Like, I want to work together so we can come to like a good solid agreement here. Like, no one's got time for that kind of paperwork. Just like, is there anything I should
have? Do you have anything in charisma?
I do.
Yeah. All right. Roll a charisma. See if you can convince him to.
I'll use the help as well, Justin.
Okay, there we go. Declaring a help.
20. I have a 70 in charisma.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Yay. You didn't need it, but I'm glad that it worked out.
Worth doing anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, he once you start flashing your badge and stuff and start using your jargon that he is familiar with, it's like, oh man, like I would hate to have, there was a time where I had chicken feet that got caught up in customs because they came from Vietnam and there was something to do with chickens that was not good. And it's just feet, like you wouldn't think, I'm not selling the breasts or anything. Like,
I get it. It could be so annoying.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I got a book back here. What do you need to see? Do you need to see like the most recent stuff? Do you need to see like all the way back to like 75? Like what are we what
I'd say, like the most recent stuff, if there's anything that you flagged, like you had to do like an extra shipment sooner than you expected, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, let me look here. Okay. Yeah, we had to order yeah, that was weird. Yeah, we had to order a bunch more like beeswax candles and stuff. We had a couple that got stolen recently. Um no big deal. I mean, normally I really care if it's like, the big honking crystals that you can like bean somebody with. Those are actually worth a lot of money. These are just, but like somebody's took must have been, oh, how many are in a case? Like 24? Like
Oh,
like a
wow.
whole stack
Like a
of them.
whole case. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't even know who it was. Like it wasn't like some teenagers just came in here. That's normally who steals that kind of stuff. It's just like little kids that come in and like they're messing around with shit. So
Like no
yeah.
break-ins or anything, right? Like
No, it had to have happened during store hours. So
okay.
I must have been distracted doing something. I mean, sometimes when these people come in and they start, really talking to me about stuff that I really enjoy, like I get kind of distracted.
Like what do people use those for anyway? Like anything specific?
I mean, they're just pretty standard candles. You can do them for practically anything. Sometimes they get used in church services, especially during like, holy days and stuff for
We'd hope they wouldn't be stealing it for a church service though, right?
Yeah, probably not though. Yeah. I mean anything. It's they're pretty standard, all natural kind of candles. Everybody likes them. Like all the Wiccan stuff and all the voodoo hoodoo and all the everybody. There's no particular deity associated with this particular kind of candle. It's not labeled on the front, so that means that you're not calling someone specific.
Fair enough. Do you know when you're getting another shipment?
It was so funny. Like another dude just asked me about that. Like Thursday, I should be getting more stuff in.
Somebody was asking about it. Like, can you tell me anything about that guy?
I mean, there was like I don't know, some guy that was just in here. He's hella awkward. That was weird.
Oh, all right. Well, you want to give me a description? I could keep an eye out just in case.
Sure. I don't know. Kind of disheveled looking guy, professor type, got a weird tie.
Well, that does narrow it down, doesn't it?
Yeah, sorry. I mean, we get weirdos here all the time. Just normally
Fair
not people that wear suits,
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to keep this hassle to a minimum.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you have a card or anything that I should look at or talk to?
Oh yeah, give one of my cards.
All right.
Well, here's the business card. Just yeah. Thanks so much for your help, and I head out.
Okay. There you go.
All right, so I return to the group as they're pouring through this case file.
Yeah, look at that. That's gross.
Yeah, that's
All right, we should head on down the block. I don't want to attract any more attention.
Yeah, all right. Sure.
What you're looking at right now?
Oh, yeah, I close it. And just kind of tuck it under my arm and I start walking.
Yeah, so it seems like a case of those candles got stolen in the
Oh.
last couple of days. So like they're having a new order shipped on Thursday, but he didn't see anything. It must have happened during business hours. Like that means how many candles were they using in this particular ritual?
how many were in the box?
I mean, you'd have to like develop the photo to be absolutely certain, but it was between like 5 and 7. Like it wasn't a ton.
Not 20. Yeah.
No, there weren't 24 candles all in
Yeah.
one tiny little
Not very many. Which
Well, in
honestly,
the case of 24, that makes me concerned that someone might be doing this another 3 or 4 times.
yeah, that's well, if I was trying to summon a demon and it didn't work the first time, I might try again.
Are we sure it didn't work?
Do you think it worked?
I'm asking you.
Well, Sarah and I were just we were saying maybe we should go to the crime scene and see if we can see anything there, and hopefully we find out it didn't.
All right, well, let's do that then.
All right. Sounds
Sure.
good to me.
So you guys are probably getting to the crime scene. I wonder if I can share this map. I mean, yeah, it's West 239th and Putnam Avenue. It's just off of the big campus of Manhattan College, near the Architectural Solutions building.
Oh,
Right. But yeah, it's a typical New York street. It has a little bit more greenery than others would. But it's, there's big old buildings and a lot of greenery. You can see when you arrive, it's probably getting to like 8 or 9 p.m. So the sun is starting to set at this point. There is an area that is clearly cordoned off with crime tape. But it doesn't look like an active crime scene anymore. It would be the same as if like it was cordoned, like a burnout building was cordoned off. There's just like a sort of chunk of the sidewalk and a portion of the trees that is sort of cordoned off with stuff, but there's no active cops on duty. Based on what you had seen in the file, Sarah, it looks like all of the evidence would have been collected, and by now they would have probably tried to clean up the scene so that there wasn't any, just blood laying on the sidewalk.
all right. Okay. Well, I mean, looks pretty uneventful, but I don't think it's a bad thing for us to take a look just to see if they missed anything, and then maybe tomorrow we go and see if we can get that box of whatever they collected. I don't think that'd be a bad idea. I want to start like looking through. My search is not great though, so.
Okay. Yes, you do have helps, which is always fine. What are you looking for something specific? Because you might be able to roll towards that. Or you can just do a general search to see what else is in the area. You can all do a general search if you would like.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do a general search.
Yeah. I am going to take a
guess.
help this time because my search is also terrible.
Yay!
I got a 5.
Oh, wow. Sharon's rolling some rocks tonight. Nice.
I know.
I got a 71. I failed.
Aw.
I got a 97. That
Jeez.
is also a failure.
Wow. That's impressive.
I am more concerned that we are crossing what seems to be police tape, and I'm not really looking that hard.
Yeah.
They won't
So
catch us.
Sarah, you are also kind of like you're literally wreathing yourself in smoke continually. So your vision is somewhat blinded by just the clouds that you're constantly walking through.
I think what happened is I closed the case files and then I immediately lit up a blunt to forget out about what I just saw. So
Yes.
I'm like,
You're like,
this is
immediately
actually real weird for me right now. This is fine.
Okay. Did I find anything cool?
Sure. Is there anything in particular that you are looking for other than just stuff that's out of the ordinary? Like, is there, that this is where a crime took place. Is there something specific that you're trying to find?
I guess I'm looking for anything that seems like it shouldn't be there, like writing or drawings or something.
Okay. Yeah. So with your search, you notice two things kind of within the circle. One is that there is like the remnants of some wax kind of on the ground that would probably match up with the wax that was in that little circle thing. Based on that, you would assume that whoever was doing this was probably waiting here and burning the candles before anyone arrived. So that's an interesting tidbit. And then you sort of see, kind of as the light is starting to die, towards the building, sort of within the trees, you see what look to be boot prints. But they basically show up to where the wax is, and then they just sort of stop. Like they just stop existing.
I'm gonna take out my camera and I'm gonna take pictures of that. Can I
Yes.
can I follow the boot prints backwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stop
you
at
follow
the
them-
wax, right?
Hmm?
They're like they stop at the wax, but
Yeah.
someone had to walk forward to get to it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they just sort of vanish. Now it is kind of at the edge of the sidewalk, so it is plausible that maybe they just got onto the sidewalk and their footprints would disappear. But it does look a little odd that like they're just gone. You follow them back into the sort of grassy area, and Sarah, you happen to notice as you're sort of just following Agent Sharon, who's just clearly on the trail of something.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What'd you find?
There is a pile of cigarette butts underneath the window of like the back of a building. So basically, like almost like somebody was leaning against the wall, possibly also chain smoking the same way Sarah does. And yeah, that's the boot prints are clearly there. They kind of fade out the further away from that. Like you can't necessarily tell where they were beyond that, but here, someone definitely stood here for a long time smoking, and the grass and the sort of dirt is all tamped down here.
Okay. I want to get out my tape measure, which is in my kit.
Okay.
And I want to tape measure the size of the boot print
Sure.
when I'm taking the picture of it.
Okay.
Cool. Oh man.
Uh,
That smells
Sarah,
like me. Yeah.
It-
Yeah.
those are your brand? Do you know what those are?
Oh shit. Do I know what those are? I just from the butts or?
I mean, you know that they're cigarettes. You know it's not something that you would probably smoke. They look like kind of cheap.
Oh,
You
gross.
like, you know, I am making an assumption here that you probably spend a lot of your money on nice cigarettes because you need them.
Yeah.
Good for you.
You're not gonna spend
Yeah.
money on like furniture or, you know, like
Yeah. Listen.
vacations. You're gonna spend it on cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean it's cheaper than what I smoke, so you know, not whoever it is doesn't have great taste.
With the number of cigarettes there, how long do you think they were standing here?
I mean, I don't know, maybe a couple hours, something like that.
Couple hours? So someone was just standing here for a couple of hours?
Ooh, I don't know.
If they're smoking as fast as you do, Sarah, probably
Mhm.
like 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah,
There's a
like
lot
2
of
hours or
cigarette
something.
butts, so yeah. Somebody's
Did you see
Clearly-
anything in the case file? Did they, you know, were there any witnesses that they interviewed around here?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was pretty minimal. I mean, if you want to take a look, but it's definitely seems like there's something that they don't want us to find out or want anybody else to learn. So
Yeah. There's basic Sharon, there's basic canvassing information in here, maybe like a dozen people that said that they heard the shot. But this seems to have taken place at like 3:00 in the morning. So it wasn't the kind of time where a lot of people would have been on the street. It would have been after, you know, like a bar or a restaurant let out. But yeah, it's pretty clear somebody was standing around here waiting for people to come by for a while.
Mhm. Hey, Doc, you sense anything weird? You see anything?
No.
Thank you. I appreciate your contribution to the discourse.
Oh no, I was wondering why they hadn't taken down the crime tape just yet. I mean, it doesn't. You would think that without an officer here, the tape by itself is not actually doing anything. So what's the
I
point of
don't really think that
keeping it
this
up?
case is a priority. They're already over and done with. They've already decided.
Well, I just usually you use that to keep someone out. So what are they trying to keep someone out of?
I mean, I don't think that the crime scene tape is summoning a demon. I think it's just tape, so it's probably okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you put your hand on the inside? I'm pretty sure it won't like catch on fire.
I'm gonna like lift up the tape and finally like enter into the crime scene because I have not yet.
Yeah.
Good for you. You did it. That's the first step or
You
something.
know what? You're growing and changing. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any like now that I'm inside, can I take a closer look at the ground or something to see like if there's any leftover candle wax or like like an area of the ground that's like flattened or disturbed more so than the other? I'm thinking of this in like an archaeology style, like, okay, let me see what has happened in this area. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So Sharon had already kind of seen that there was just remnants of wax on the ground. So they probably, whoever was here, probably set up the ritual circle.
And it looks like the same, like it's like beeswaxy.
Yeah, and it's the same kind of size too. It's not any bigger or weirder or anything.
Is there anything special about the building like that this is next to? Like, is it any sort of like, is it like an apartment complex or is it like
that is a good question. I mean, I know it has an architecture thing in it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a like 6-story building. There's a childcare center. It's pretty unremarkable. It's that nice, lovely, like brownish red brick that a lot of things are in Manhattan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a normal-ish building.
Okay. And then would I know anything about like if they were to repeat this ritual? Like, do I know if it would be likely if they would come to the same area, or would it be more likely if they were like gonna do it somewhere else? And like what's the I guess what I'm asking is like if it is likely that I think they will do this again at this location, then I am of the opinion that I want to go to the roof and do a stakeout.
Ooh.
So let's see. Based on your occult, yeah, you see the remnants of the wax. You see, you know, probably maybe a little bit of the dried blood from the rat. So it was probably killed here. What you don't see while you're looking more and more at it is any signs of, like, other than clearly there was a murder here, any signs of a disturbance. Like, it's not your experience with the occult. When things get summoned, usually they make a big racket. So it could be trees get blown over, things fall over. It could be a big black scorch mark on the ground. It could be anything like that. There's none of that evidence here. So now you can probably make the logical conclusion that whatever they were doing didn't work.
So I've never personally seen a demon get summoned, but I have read about it, and generally it doesn't go well. Things get destroyed, and trees, they get burned, and then there's sulfur. I smell cigarettes, but no sulfur.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. But in my professional opinion, there has been no demon summoning that has been successful at this location yet.
So what would they be missing that it wouldn't have worked?
Do I know what might have been missing? They had blood, they had candles, they had a murder.
Yeah, they had a murder. You would know that demons are kind of fickle. So if you don't do everything, it's one of those like you have to get everything precisely in the right order in order for it to work, almost like a chemistry experiment. And if
Okay.
if one little aspect is off, then it doesn't function properly.
It could have not worked for a litany of reasons. It could have been that it was a Tuesday, or that the temperature wasn't, the stars they're not right. So many things could have gone wrong, but that's more dangerous, because that means they're going to try again, and it could go worse.
Oh, great.
Well, do you think they're going to do it here?
Well, the blood is already soaked into the ground, so I don't really see why they would go through the trouble of looking for somewhere else. So yes.
Maybe. It
Maybe.
depends, it depends on how scientific you
I'm
would.
not really sure.
Yeah. So based on what you're looking at and the fact that this person was like standing in the back and just smoking cigarettes, like they're patient, but they seem to be a little chaotic. You don't see any evidence of them like scrying or clearing the grass
Yeah.
or trying to, write symbols and things. Like it seems
Yeah.
they're half trying and kind of like just messing around until they can get it right.
Would you say it's like amateurish?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
someone who doesn't know what they're messing with per se.
Yeah. Okay. I will relay that and then also just add, in my professional opinion, we are looking for an amateur, and that is equally as dangerous. That means they
Great.
don't know what they're messing with.
Sure.
I mean, would they be someone who's just like doing the candles to make it look more scary than it is, and they just accidentally kind of got close to the ritual?
No, this was intentional. It's like it's like someone taking a firearm and they know how to pull the trigger, but they don't know that you don't pull the trigger, you squeeze the trigger.
Okay.
That's a difference. There's
Yeah.
it's
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Totally with you. Yeah.
Character least likely to have gun knowledge, but
Yeah.
still. Knowing what-
He knows so much about so little, and so little about so much.
I love it. I love it.
Delightful.
That's
Yeah, you accidentally commit a murder, not generally. That's manslaughter. Which
Woo!
Manslaughter.
That's-
Incredible. There you go. So
So
I'm thinking that maybe.
oops, I summoned a demon. Damn.
Oops. Incredible.
Sarah,
I'm
what were you
think-
going to say?
Yeah, I'm thinking, if this is related to, the Son of Sam stuff, maybe we should look and see if there's any patterns with that. Go drop in on our friends from the station, maybe give them a call, ask if they got any other information. I mean, when they sent their little calling card earlier today, they also included a paper with, I think, another one of the victims, and I can't help but notice they both look a lot like me. So
Oh.
that's an interesting factoid. So I think if we find a pattern, we might potentially have bait,
Yeah.
So,
Are
You're
you
okay with that, right?
listen, I've got myself out of a hairy spot once before. Might as well do it again, I guess. Just got to give my weed guy a call then.
okay? Yeah, let's call. And then I don't know about using you as bait, but if you're down for it,
Wait, who are we calling? The weed guy or the other guy?
Both.
Randy.
Oh.
We're gonna
yeah.
call Randy.
That's what I totally meant right there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
Is
guys
there
are
a
able
payphone
to.
Yeah, is there a
nearby?
payphone
There
nearby?
is. There is a
Payphone.
payphone. At the very least, on the campus, there is.
I'll
a
take
payphone.
sentences I've never said for 500.
It's graffiti, and it
Wow.
probably has gum on it, but yes, there is a payphone nearby.
Don't call me out like that. That's so offensive. All right, gonna go to the payphone. I get some quarters out of my pocket. I pull the card out and call Randy.
This is Lieutenant Randy.
Hey, it's Agent Sharon Green. We have some information based on the my pal Sam.
Good.
Talking about
Okay.
my
I'm glad
pal
that you
Sam.
said that. I really appreciate you. We are talking about our friend here. Yes. So
Yeah. So
what
we
information do you have for me?
I'm gonna lean over to Sarah and
Sharon?
just go, they're listening.
What?
just some of the candles we were looking at, like they come in like a set of 24.
Oh,
It might have been picked up that way, and only using a couple of those
yeah.
recently, so they might be used again. Looking for any info on stuff you don't think is technically connected to our pal Sam.
Sure. I mean, you definitely don't need to go over to his apartment, which is located on 42 Pine Street in Yonkers, apartment 7E. It has a beautiful view of the Hudson Valley. No, the Hudson River, rather. Yeah.
That's the pen and paper that I have pulled out.
We've already established I don't have a pen.
You definitely don't need to like check that out at all. And there definitely isn't a spare key under the doormat.
Good to know. Thank you. Any other news about?
Well, yeah, we've been taping Mr. Berkowitz for probably the last 4 hours, and he just won't shut up, stupid guy. But yeah, he's very, very excited to confess to everything.
Not a smoker, right?
Oh, that is an interesting question. I don't know. If he is, he's not a heavy smoker because he hasn't been asking for a lot of cigarettes. Maybe one or two in the last couple of hours. He seems more excited about talking. He's very sweaty. It's kind of gross.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you get some good coffee at least.
I mean, it's a precinct. They never have good coffee, but they have plenty of not good coffee, and that's all I can hope for.
All right. Well, thanks so much. We'll be in touch. Hang up.
Yep.
I'm gonna flip a quarter to Sarah and be like, "Your turn."
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I called my guy real quick. It's a very snappy conversation. You can pick up the meetup point. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, so what are we doing next?
Yeah, if you guys would like, you can go to the apartment of David Berkowitz, and we can. I think we would, if that's what you guys want to do, unless there's any other questions you want to ask, we would probably end it there for the night because that'll be its own separate adventure.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
dun.
Did everyone hear the conversation? I'll relay what
Yeah.
Randy said.
Yeah,
Great.
I imagine we were pretty
Sure.
close in
We're
listening.
like, hey,
Because you're like literally leaning over her face. They're listening.
They're listening.
I was like, "Crap! There's a cold."
oh god.
Write that down. Write that down.
Okay.
Yeah, I think before we leave, I would like to just like mentally take note of like where the candle wax is in the dirt,
Okay.
in case we come back and it is disturbed. Just
Well, and Sharon, you got a picture of it.
oh, we got a picture of it. Yeah, we'd have to
hey,
develop
sure.
it. So
I took a picture of the crime scene. I took a picture of the blueprint and where the cigarettes were.
Excellent.
Great.
we're good.
Hey, we should go get your film developed before we go to this dude's apartment.
I mean, that's gonna take like a day.
Yeah.
Only
I
if
mean,
put
at
a
least
rush
drop
on
it off. You
Yeah, but-
know?
Take
It's
it in,
at
yeah.
this moment,
Alright,
I
so
don't
great.
really
So
know
we
how
go-
film works either.
It's also like 10 o'clock at night. We gotta go to bed.
Yeah. I mean, listen. So the order of operations tomorrow. I pick up first thing in the morning. We drop off your film, then we go. Right? Right.
Sounds good.
Great.
Okay. I will let it stay there for the moment, and you will
Sounds
pick
good.
up next game, investigating the son of Sam's apartment, David Berkowitz. And you can look it up in advance if you want to. Don't. Yeah, it's a real place.
Nice.
I've
Yay!
never looked at it before.
I would not be surprised knowing you guys that you haven't like just taken a train out to Yonkers just to stare at it. I would.
I haven't gotten that far. You don't want to go to Yonkers. It's a pain in the ass.
It's
No.
Well,
fine,
fair,
yes.
fair.
It's too far.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
Before we finish up, I think we should go around and introduce everybody and see what they're up to. So I'm going to start with Sarah Rubin over here. Introduce who you are and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Maddie. I do a lot of things, including I'm a member of Chase Treasure, and you can see me next over in Montana, June 1st and 2nd, and then heading on to Colorado Red Fair for all 8 weeks, starting middle of June. I haven't gotten that far in my life yet.
Yeah.
You can also follow me at Maddie's Comet. I have some very exciting, cool new things in the works around the Twin Cities area. So, just to check me out. Also, I post cat pictures. Yeah.
We love cats. All right, then that way. Dr. Owen, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes. Well, it's been great to play with you guys. I am. You can find me at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. I'm on cast there. I'm also on the directing staff now. So we've got an excellent season coming up. Very, very much looking forward to it. And then before that, you can catch me at the Oregon Renaissance Fair in June as King James the Sixth and First, which is excellent. So very excited about that. I'm kind of a parf girly, so that's pretty much it. You can follow me on Instagram. I don't really post there a whole lot, but I'll watch your stories and like cat pictures.
Yay! 10 cat pictures. All right, and finally, who we have down here is Agent Sharon Green.
Hi, I'm Emily. My next show will be with Chase Treasure at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival. And then the week after that at Coronaburg Festival, which is out in California for a weekend with Chase Treasure. Then I'll be at the New York Capital District Renaissance Festival with Crimson Pirates and Once Improv Time. And then I'll be joining Maddie in Colorado. It's going to be a very busy couple months. And then when we hit the fall, there's more festivals. We'll get there later.
Oh yeah. There are so many random things keep getting picked up, and thank you both for being part of this, and also Graham for joining us as well.
This was so much fun. I'm so happy to be here. I can't wait to do it again.
Take a moment, of course, to thank our sponsors. You can find us patreon.com quill and quote. I am doing my best to try to update that as soon as possible. I've got a lot of stuff. I just don't have a lot of brain or time because there's a 7-month-old. You can also find our information Dare. Our book is available on Amazon. It's also available on Audible. And you can support us that way by checking that out. And we should have a new book coming out very shortly. Also, we're going to thank our friends. That too. Yeah. Flash Phantasmagoria, assuming that the baby doesn't fall asleep on me at 10 o'clock. We should be able to do that tomorrow. We do very quick 5-minute writing sessions based on your suggestions as they happen live. And it's usually something that's a little bit off. So it could be about a circus, but the circus is weird. Not that any circus isn't weird. But
Right.
Cool. Also, thank you to 3D2U because they're our friends and we like them a lot. And we love Amy and Jesse. They're lovely, wonderful people. They have nice dogs and a cat. You can find them on 3d2u.org, follow them on Facebook or Instagram, and they will be coming to a bunch of festivals near you, specifically if you're on the East Coast. I know they are doing the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. They're doing a couple of others in the area as well. So definitely check them out. Oh, yeah. And renadventures.com, Destination D&D. So the Muncaster Castle one is coming up at the beginning of June, rather. But there's also one that is booking for Louisiana. So if you would like to come play D&D in Louisiana and hang out with a bunch of us are going to be down there that you are meeting on the channel as well. Yeah, I would like to leave you with the following, which is kind of bizarre, but true. Because I looked it up yesterday and I was like, just out of curiosity, David Berkowitz, who is a real person, is the son of Sam Killer. He is up for parole in May.
That's wild.
Like in May.
And also scary.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
baby. How
Now
old
he's
is he
gonna get
now?
60s, 70s.
Okay. Okay.
He has continually denied parole to himself. He's like, this is where I belong. I don't want to be in the normal population of society. I don't think that I belong out there. But yeah, he is up for parole in May. Yeah. Wild.
Okay.
That's kind of why we're doing this. It's fun. But thank you all so much for joining us. In theory, we will be back next week, but I will be in a very different location because I'll be out in Tennessee. Woo.
Ooh.
So until we see you again, have a really great night, and thanks so much for joining us. Mwah.
Bye.